Hey, how's everyone doing? Just second office hours of the day. If you're in the chat, feel free to say hi. Let's see if Mewbot's awake. We're going to start here with finishing what we were doing in 474. We were basically building apps. Mewbot, you awake, man? Oh, he's saying he's giving it. Hey, Magai, great to see you here. Ask questions in the chat, live chat. Terracia, great to see you here. John, great to see you here. Problem number 4. You know what? Let's work on. Here, let's do problem number 4. Let me save this. And let's say, I'll show this. So let's say clicker app. This is what I'll show you what we're building, John, then we'll do problem number 4. So we're so close to getting exactly what we wanted. My brain is breaking. We'll do this next, Dylan, if there's not any questions. So let's go check out question 4. Dylan knows we just finished class right here, and we're making a cookie clicker app, basically. So BAS 320, assignment 1. Question 4. Which one do you want to do on question 4, John? Let me know. We can start that up right here. Just be like, can we do that one? Let's go check out the app. So we built this literally from scratch during our class right here. Here's our app that we built. So this is being built inside of R. How many clicks can you do in 5 seconds? You can learn more about the creator right here. So if you click the button, learn more about the creator. I should have put our whole class right here. Oh no, we just put my web page. But you click that and it opens up a web page to learn more about the creator. So that's the part of it right there. Currently stuck on B. Let's do B here in a second. If you click begin, we're going to have it changed, but we want to make it so it says, and you click begin, and it says click. Up. Oh, it's no longer updating seconds. Oh, it keeps, oh no, Dylan. Every time I click this, it's going to reset the timer. Ooh, we have a problem. Show my clicks. I did 36 clicks, but it's resetting the timer right there when we click, so we'll have to look into that. I didn't realize it. But we have an issue now that when I click, it is changing the button each time, but we only want it to do like one time. We killed it. Should we have like an isolate? Like, should we have an observe event isolate like after it? Like isolate the value? I don't know. Like, we did. It's every time we click it, it's resetting the time because it's grabbing the current time. Well, you fix something, you break something. This is the way it goes. You fix something, you break something. Let me grab the new timestamp for this right here. But that's the fun of it, is you fix something, you break something. Let's go check out the assignment 320 here. I got so many documents open. Okay, assignment 4. John was wondering about currently stuck on B for question number 4. And let's go check out B. Okay, so with question B right here, it's asking for a certain percentage of individuals who meet a criteria. Isolate is when we use the Easter egg panels. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the isolate would work. So, hey, we found a usage for isolate, right? So we can isolate that value and kind of lock it in place and just sure you not change them. What percentage of people in the alumni data set? Now, I don't have the alumni data set. John, do you know the trick I could do to run all code above? What button will run all code above? So if I have everything perfectly working inside of my R right now, I can run all code above with which one of these buttons right here? The first, the second, or the third will run all code that is currently above. Which button right here in the code? And Makai and Torosita, if you have any questions, let me know. We've opened questions after this, and Dylan and I might take a look at the app here, but that's more kind of fun because really, 475 is just kind of learning and going as we go. You bet. The second button right here, put some points in the chat, is going to be what runs all code above. So this runs every single line of code above and just gives us everything we've done. I remember that assignment, Dylan says. Yep. And we go right here. What percent a number is going to be between 0 and 1 of alumni have donated? So we actually get some code right here. Now, whenever we do greater than, we're testing a what kind of condition inside of R. I'm going to put my chunk right here. That's the insert chunk button. I'm going to get what kind of output by doing greater than. Think of an L word. So we're going to get what kind of output by saying greater than. So I'm not going to run this code yet. It's a code chunk right here. I inserted my own one so I can see the question and do it at the same time. What kind of output will we get right here? Think of an L word. We're getting a what kind of output? So you could run it and see what you get, but think this is called what's inside the brains of ours. There's zeros and ones technically, but they're known as a this. Like something you use to solve problems, or you don't want fallacies in this. So this would be called a blank sort of output. So what kind of output is this? It's important to know the class of the thing you're working with. You could even check its class. We'll run it here in a second. Anyone have any ideas? What do people think? What kind of output does checking to see if something's greater than something give us? Like if I say, is 10 greater than 8? It says that. What kind of output is that? That's a what output? Think of an L word, like things you use to not have fallacies, or might take a class in this. What is that kind of output? Logical. John, you got it for some 50 points right there. It's logical. So it's a logical output. Great job, Quran, too. KP. Great job, KP, right there. And thank you, KP. 100 points, KP, showing up here. Ask the questions, KP, and we'll work on them, and we'll talk about these ideas on how to solve these. So if you notice when I run this, you're just saying, is somebody's lifetime gift to UT? Now, can you explain to me why this code won't work? This code doesn't work because lifetime gift to UT is where? Explain to me why this code just, doesn't work. That code doesn't work because lifetime gift to UT is where? You can say in 2 words. It's where. Lifetime gift to UT is a vector that is where. So you can't just say lifetime gift to UT greater than 0, because it's like, where the heck is that? I don't know. Where is it? There's the hint right there. Exactly, John. Another 50 points right there. You got it, John. We need to call the vector inside the data frame. I do suggest doing the $sign here, and then you get the autocomplete for lifetime gift to UT, and then you can run and get the trues and falses. All of these people here have donated more than $0. And John, you're just moments away now. Because remember, R sees, and just put 2 numbers in the chat, R sees these trues and falses as what's and what's is. R sees these trues and falses as what's and what's is. And great job, KP, there also. All these answers, perfect. For number 1, do we hit... Yeah, we can do number 1 next. It sees it as 0s and 1s. So if I wanted to figure out how many people donated, I can highlight my code and put parentheses, and I can type a 3-letter word. It doesn't say how many, but if I wanted to figure out how many, I could do what right here? What would I do to find out how many answered yes? I could just do what to find out how many? Like, how many people donate? Well, just tell me the what of those trues. 3-letter word, which means add them up, not add though. What could I do to find how many people donated? Some. Great work right there. And that's how many. But what if I wanted to, and KP, great job too, keep it up. But what if I wanted to find on average? Like, what's the average amount of trues in here? Because trues are 1s, and I could figure out, like, if I just figure out the average, but not average. I mean, that's what we're going to find. But instead of saying, like, how many trues are there, like, what's the average amount of time that true is reported? There you go. You just got the answer. It's all about little bits. It's all about just breaking it down into manageable parts, saying, let me look at the vector. Let me see. Yeah, or yeah. Which one do you want to go over? Kushi right there. Do you want to go over the visualization? We can do that here coming up in a moment. We might do one more 320, and then we can do the visualization. I think Makaya is asking right there for number 1 on, I believe, some of the writing out mathematics. So does this help? And we can do another one here in a moment, John. Let me know. But that's pretty much the answer. But always think about doing it in parts. And the length which is a more complicated way of doing it. I'll explain briefly. But you could have asked which people donated. Now, when you do which, the one that's due tomorrow, I think it's the visualization. We'll check it out here in a moment, you bet. So when you do the which right here, these are the positions of the people who donated. I want to say once again, don't write everything I write. I write way too much. Don't write everything I write. Awesome, John. That's excellent. And John, I want you to think on this in KP2. Which returns the positions of the trues? What will this... So what will this return right here if I put a comma? Which returns the positions of the trues? So what will this return right here? So which returns the positions of the trues? So what will this output return right here? Which returns the positions of the trues? So what will this output return? Which returns the positions of the trues in a vector? You're just saying like which like positions are true. That's what which tells the computer. It says which positions are true. So all it's saying here is which positions are true. Close. So what we could do, close, good guess, John. 50 points, good guess. If you do as numeric on this, you can see it that way. So you have the as numeric output of it right there. And Shreya, great job, another 50 points. And Micaiah, great job too. It's going to return the positions of the true. So John actually translated it into the zeros and ones the computer would see, which is if you change the logical to a numeric output. So there's lots of ways to manipulate the objects, but it's going to tell you the positions of the true with that which right there. If I want to find out how many trues, what do you think I could put around this? I could put length. And now it's telling me that the length of this vector is 3 elements. And then if I wanted to, I could then find out divided by 5. This is a very long way of finding out there's 60% trues, because you could do the same thing over here. It's much longer length of... It's just harder if we don't have a small thing to work with to say like, oh, there's 60% trues here. You'd have to go here. That's how many trues there are, which we found by just doing sum. Like literally the output of sum gets you the same thing there. And to take the mean, we would need to go how many rows are there in alumni, and we'd have the same output. This is a much longer way of doing it. Does that make sense? Like, tell me where the trues are, tell me how many trues there are, tell me the amount of trues divided by the amount of rows. Priya, great to see you here. Priya, great to see you here. Excellent work. Jump on in, ask a question. We're going to do one more 320, then a 201, but questions are ready to go. Let me write them down so I don't forget. Here we'll put in question 1. Let's jump to the main screen. Awesome work, everybody. Put those questions in the chat. We've got a good amount so far, but jump them in. Question 1, and then we are doing a Stat 201 visualization 1. So put the questions 4B. We just did 4B. Oh wait, so do we need to translate into anavital percentage? It wants between 0 and 1. So yep. And then BAS 325D. Let's get 5D next. So BAS 320 assignment 1, question 5D. I'm writing these down. And thank you so much, everybody. Let's go check out question number 1. I think it was 1D. Question 1D. Oh, hey, let's check it out, Micaiah, right here. Micaiah, this is your question. Do you want to see A, B, C? Oh, no worries. That's fine. It's totally fine. I thought it was something I didn't understand right there. I thought I didn't understand it for a moment. So can we do A? A is a very good place to start. So with question A right here, and we got a bot. Add user on channel. So with question A, I want to point something out. This is the Markdown editor. The Markdown editor will show you what your document looks like when you knit it. So guess what? This is LaTeX code. I would not suggest like trying to write the LaTeX code out. Like you can edit equations in Word. You can learn LaTeX, nothing wrong with it. But this isn't really our code. I mean, it's good. I know a little bit of it. We'll call that right there. But click this button and guess what? We get to see this as our knitted Word document now. Sure. So I'm going to go right here. Once hit all the tests, can we check out my Shiny? Yeah, let's check that out. Let me put that on the list right here, Dylan. You bet. Let's check out Shiny apps, and we'll look and we'll do some debugging on yours. I've got the list of stuff. That is excellent, Dylan. Thank you for asking. We're here to learn and have fun. That's what we do. So the way we code, Dylan, I bet knows. Dylan, 100 points. Tell him how we code in the chat, or if anyone else knows, how do we code? So you got to practice this, and you have to know how we code. We always code in. What do we always code in? Say it with me, everyone. We code in those. You know it. Someone knows it certainly. Little bits. Little bits. Little bits. Little bits. Brian voice, little bits. Code in those little bits. I watched the stars or the three button for reason in the morning. Send me, it looks like, send me your thing, Carter. Send it to me. We'll take a look. I'll try to debug it too. Yeah, let's take a look at that pre right there. We'll take a look at unusual features. Chapter 2, unusual features. Unless there's usually outliers. So also on the coach, there's a question with a lot of data with our question. Test questions won't have a lot of data. Test questions won't have a lot of data, and unusual features is usually outliers. So for this question right here, let's think about how to handle it. I'm going to re-timestamp it. So for those wondering, we code in little bits. So I want you to start and just tell me how to code 38. I know I'm asking the most crazy of questions, but I just want you to code 38. I know it sounds crazy. All I want in the chat right now is for you to code 38. That's it. That's all I want you to code. Nothing else. Code 38 for me. You're like, that's all you want? That's all I want. Code 38 for me. That's all I want. That's it. The only thing. Just that. That's how small we should start. First step is getting on your bike. That's the first step around the bike. Sure, right there. 50 points. You got it. You coded 38. You've done it. So let's go down here and just put 38. And what do we do every time we write code? What do we do every time we write code? And so Dylan's seeing this today. Everyone's seeing this. Type the 3-letter word. We're going to what it. Every time we write code, we're going to what it. And we're going to hit Control or Command Enter to do this. I'm right here ready to hit Control or Command Enter. I'm going to run it. And it ran. Code is not broken. Good stuff right there. Shreya, excellent work. More points in the chat. So now we need to do what to 38 though? Ooh, it's getting a little bit complicated here. It's getting a little bit complicated. What should we do to 38? You might know what to do right here. Alonzo, great to see you here. Feel free to ask questions and we'll work through Cry. Oh, Dylan, you killing me. 20 points for killing Brian right there. Square root. Take the square root of it. And this is the square root function. There are alternative ways to square root stuff. I'm going to make a little smaller. Oh, that's not smaller. There are alternative ways to square root things, as in you could go 38 and be careful, raised to the 1/2. So you could say 38. I can't even see anymore. It's too tiny. 38 raised to the 1/2, and we can confirm that those are the same answers. So now we just need to put a 1 in front of this 38 that's been square rooted. That's just an alternate way to do it. What should we put in front of this 38? Little bits, little bits, little bits, little bits. Just the next portion. Look up here at the next portion. What should we put in front of it? And Alonzo, feel free to ask any questions you have. We're just taking all the questions. Got a lot of time. What should we put in front of it now? Let's just code the next little bit of it. Thoughts? What should we do? 10 minus. Great job. Excellent work. Why does this not matter? R reads through spaces, so any amount of spaces you put. Yeah. Alonzo, if you feel like Excel's giving you the wrong answer for the quartiles, just let me know and I'll correct it. Just email me or Discord me and be like, hey, Brian, it's telling me the wrong answer. Micaiah, great answers there too. Excellent work. Let me know, Alonzo. Just wanted to... Sometimes it's the way my person calculates a few things. Let me know if you think it's giving you the wrong answers and I can correct it. And I'll show you ways to solve those. But sometimes it's a little mad because there's actually 9 ways to calculate quantiles. And I might even show that here because we'll be doing that 201 here in a second. So stay tuned. I'll show you the ridiculous nature of quantiles and why these first few assignments always drive me crazy. Yeah, DM me anytime. Be like, hey, Brian, I'm pretty sure I got this right. And I'll be like, sure. Like, especially for these first few ones. And I'll try to make that clear in class for everyone working on that second assignment. So are we done? Good. It's solved. Problem fixed, right? 320. Be very careful. I'm trying to trick you. What would you like me to do, or do you have suggestions? Any suggestions? I'm done, right? I wrote what's up there. 12 on the... I totally messed up on 1C. Oh, no. Let's look at 1C next, Surya. Let's do 1C next, and then we'll jump over. I think we have a 201 question next. We'll do that. We're doing the visualization, I think. We're going to work through... We're going to work through the next. Run it, run it, run it. Uh-oh. Attempt to apply non-function. And Shreya, great job right there. You got it. We need this star right here. It doesn't understand that you're multiplying. I know we understand that, but we need to run it, make sure it's working, and then we confirm we have the answer of about 46. Let's go check this out. You ready? So walk through these steps right here. We're going to do this. I'm gonna do this one a little bit quicker so we can do as many problems as we can do today. Marissa, the only time you talk to us is when you're streaming. I'm kidding. So the first thing I'm going to code right here, what do you think as well? I'm going to work from the inside out on this one. I'm going to do most of this one. I'm going to kind of help through this one. So follow along with the process because it's a bit of a longer one, but I'm going to tell you the process of solving it in those little bits. So what's the first thing you think I'm going to code right here? Just get me started. Get me started working inside and going out. What do you think is the first thing I'll code right here? If you tell me the first thing or part of it, what do you think I'll code? I'm going to start building outward on it. What do you think? Where do you think I'm going to start building? I usually like try to build on the inside and then build out on it. Just coding those little bits. What's the first thing you think I'll code for number C right here? This big crazy thing. The most inner bracket. I'm even going further. Great answer right there, Shreya. Great work. I'm going to code this 2 to the 3rd power. There we go right there. And you've already, that looks to be correct right there. Yep, you've already got. That's a great place to start. You've already got it. 5 plus. That runs, you see I'm going to run it each time. Then we put it in parentheses. Still runs. Doesn't hurt to just run it. And then this all needs to be in a parentheses right here. So now this goes in a parentheses right there. And then this in the parentheses gets raised to this right here. Does that make sense? So now I've raised that. I want to slow down a little bit. And then before this, I'm going to go 2 plus this. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to pause right here. Think about where I'm at. What am I going to do now that I'm just building this outward? What do you think I'm going to do to this? What do you think I'm going to do to what I just created right there? What should I do to it? You can just kind of tell me what to do to it because I'm kind of giving a hint right here on what to do to it. So what do you think I'm going to do around it? Because I've written all of this so far. So now I should do what? As I'm building this outward and making sure I do it all correctly right here. What do you think I should do to this whole 2 plus blah, blah, blah? I have everything right in here. Well, I did run. Yeah, gradient. I'll take that. Run it. It runs and then print. Oh, that is 100-point answer right there. Perfect. Run it and then add the parentheses. It worked. And then we still have it. It's still the same thing. Since I have parentheses, I can call, and great job, Micaiah, right here. I can now call the log10 function more points. Thank you so much, everyone, for following along. It's where you really learn to be like, okay, now he's going to run it. He's going to put his parentheses, and then he's going to do the log10, which is a function. We have now obtained the log10. I'm going to slow down and let us solve the rest of this. What do you think I'm going to do now? Before it, I'm probably going to write what? Because I've written all that right there. So now before it, I'm probably going to write what? Just be like, what would you do? You'd say, Brian, before this, put a little blank before this now. You can see the thing right there. So before it, put a what? What should I do right here? I'm slowing it down. We got down the bigger parts of it. Before it, put a what? And I would try to, so should we, yep. Not the multiply. We've got all of this right here. Don't worry, 50 points wrong answer. We love those wrong answers. 4 plus. Yep. Great job. That's it. Both of you, great job. And so now we've got this. We did 4 plus that amount. So we've got all this right here. And then if you highlight code, you can put in parentheses. I'm going to type 4 letters to do this operation right here. So I'm taking everything inside of here. And what 4 letters am I going to type? Great job, Sharia, too. Keep those answers coming. What 4 letters do you think I'm going to write right here? What 4 letters do you think I'm going to write to do that operation, which we already did earlier? So I've got everything inside of here now. I built it from the inside out. Oh, you saw it. You found it. Great job right there. And great job, Micaiah, right there. So now we've got the square root. And we do 3 minus. There you go. You messed up. Yeah, it's so easy to make one end bracket wrong. I have turned on under the tools, like coding options, rainbow parentheses, so I can see where things close a little bit better, where I can tell. You can also click a parentheses to see what it closes on. These are just things you slowly learn over time with coding, when you make errors, where things break, and just practicing. Do these feel a bit better now? And the last one here shouldn't be so bad. Just raising to a power, adding to that. Shouldn't be so bad. I hope the second one we could come back, or B we could come back to, but does this feel a bit better here and be like, okay, yeah, that's how we do write some mathematics in it. But hopefully that helps with some of the answers right there. And that was 1A and 1C. Let me take the note on that. Question 1A and C. So this was B when we did this right here. Let's head back. We're going to do some 201 visualization. 320 will be back here in a moment doing 5D, so stay tuned for 5D, and great job, everybody, right there. We're just here working through. Yes, awesome. Ask those questions. You get stuck. I'm not getting anywhere on cookie click. Oh, which task are we on, Dylan? Making it so it doesn't. We want the thing to say begin clicking. This is irritating. Oh no, don't let it drive you mad. You saw me in class. I was making errors. I was going crazy. I teach the class and I make errors. So don't worry, we're here to learn. We're here to slowly dispel the madness of trying to create things when things break. It's so easy to have things break. Things will break all the time with code. Things will not work all the time with code. Is there any chance I'd be able to speak with you one-on-one after your office hours? I teach class right after my office hours. Are you on the Discord? It's the best way to message me quickly. So Blaine, message me. And do you have the Discord? Right after class, or right after office hours, I teach at 6, 10, 7A and 7C. Yeah. We might do it. KP, you bet. And put that on the list right here. And we're going to jump into that BS 320. subsetting with question 7. We did that one earlier if you want to check that out, but we will go back and review. It's practice, practice, practice. It's all about that practice. So check out Morning Office Hours if you want right now, but we will come back and do it here. And let's go check out the visualization 1. So Blaine, can you message me on the Discord? I'll be free a little bit later tonight. I'll be catching up on emails and Discord. I'm on Discord, but I'm lost on all my stuff, including my mod of YouTube after boot camp. My Mac Windows. Are you in? If you feel better, tell me which class you're in. So I'll mod you during class. Let me know. And so it looks like the boot camp on your computer did a little bit crazy stuff. If you feel okay, tell me which class you're in. Let me know, and I usually mod people during class, and that way we'll know for certain it will be good. So let me see right here, 201 visualization assignments. We'll get it figured out. And email me, and we'll get it figured out. We'll get you set up with the Discord, probably the easiest way to communicate. So of course, Blaine, thank you so much. All that positivity. Let me know. You might be on a different YouTube account. Dylan, let me ask Dylan. Dylan knows firsthand. Dylan, how easy is it to go back and forth with messages on Brian on Discord? So I've had a few other people too, I think, in the chat. But Dylan and I have been going back and forth with the app and stuff. But Dylan will tell you right here as we get the visualization up and going if it is easy or if it's impossible. So it's so much, in my opinion, it's so much easier than emails because I just click and I just type my message, I hit enter, and it's like that. There's no like, it's just like, yeah, it's super easy. It's really nice. Makes for such quick and easy communication. You have to be like, hi, Mr. Stevens. Don't call me Mr. Stevens. All right, let's do visualization 1. Let's hop here to the main screen. That's awesome. Got Discord open right now, scrubbing code from it. Exactly. So nice and easy to work with it and have it. So here is visualization number 1. Let's talk through how to do this right here and to get an A on visualization number 1. So the number one thing you need to have is you need to have jump. In the chat right now, I'm going to put the visualization playlist where I cover things like this. Now, visualization 1 is kind of a starter one. Oh, I know, right, Dylan? It's really helpful. So Moving 320 uses it more. We're using it a lot for 75. It's one of the more highly utilized class right now. I'm trying to help it grow too, and all that great stuff. I love it. And so here we have the jump data set, and we need to have jump installed. So make sure you have installed jump. Let's go grab those videos. So I'm going to go right now and grab the videos if you don't have them, because that's probably one of the biggest stumbling blocks for people is not having jump installed. If jump is not installed, this will not open. If you're getting like weird things where it tries to open, it's because you don't have jump installed. So here's the link to install jump. Let me call it right here, install JMP, and make sure you install for a Mac or for Windows. Please, if you're seeing this now, try to install now. Some people run into issues where you might have to install jump 15. Jump 16 is the newest one. It's fine if you install 15 or 16. They're both A-OK to install. 16 if you want, 15 if 16 doesn't install. Both will do the exact same things we need. It's like they just make changes and updates. So make sure you install jump as soon as possible, because you could be one of the unlucky 5-10% that's going to have problems. Maybe your Mac needs to be updated. That's one of the bigger issues. Maybe you don't have enough space on your computer. I can say, yay, you're fine. That's awesome. Yeah, no worries. No worries. That's awesome. Grab those. Yeah, no worries, Blaine. 100 points again. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I appreciate that, Blaine. You're totally fine. Please ask messages, ask questions, ask, and then I should be free later tonight to reply to stuff. Yeah, no, I teach right after this, so but I appreciate it, and thank you for being here. So we have here the jump data set, the diamonds data set, which is a bunch of diamonds, and so I'm basically going to kind of do this right here. Now, whenever you're doing these, please go to the rubric. The graders will be going by the rubric 100%. Whatever you see down here is how you'll be graded. So when you look at this, be like, did I put my name? Did I take a random sample? Did I take a proper screenshot? These are your tasks for this assignment. Please read whatever it says, like full marks, like you just put your name. It's just, all you have to do to get full marks. It should say put name, did not put name. A random sample was taken using their right amount. So that's good right there. You didn't take one, you used the wrong amount. You took a screenshot that was good, or you took screenshots with extras, or no screenshot or screenshot of the full screen. I don't even know how we would give you points for this. I guess if you turn in a blank document, you technically get 7 for turning something in. on technicality right here, don't do this. But I think technically, according to this rubric, we have to give you 7 out of 10 for just turning in your name. If you don't have jump installed, technically, we have to give you 7. So we would have to give you 8 out of 10 points. You'd get an 80 for turning in your name. Put your name in a Word document and you get an 80. That's a B. Don't do that though. Let's get that 100. So to get that 100 right here, we're going to download the jumps data file. It should have the icon down here on the bottom that represents jump. At least the Windows shows that. I don't think Mac shows you the icon. But that means we have a jump data file. The .jmp extension at the end is jump. So we're going to click this right here and open it up. It's going to say, do you want to? And we say, yeah, of course, why not? And then we get the jump data. You can see right here, we have an identifier to start telling us which diamond we are talking about. Carat is going to be how many carats are in the diamond. Price is how much does that diamond cost. And the cut, color, clarity, and all the other ones are categorical variables telling us differences between diamonds. So the biggest thing I think for a lot of people is just getting jump on their computer. If you have any issues installing jump, please let us know immediately. Once again, if you're watching this video now, please try installing jump and make sure you get installed. I'm just making this look all pretty right here. Yours doesn't have to look as pretty. So there we go. Let's go here to tables and we'll zoom in to show this. Let's go here to tables. Under tables, we're going to go to subset. Subset allows us to take a smaller portion of this data set than the full data set. So now we're going to go to random sample size, and then we're going to go 6, and then we're going to look up the last 2 digits of our UTID. Mine today will be 57. So I'm going to take a random sample size of 600, and if you're watching this in the future, make sure you're following the instructions that tell you to take a random sample size of something like 6 plus the last 2 of your UTID. Now that I've done this, I can simply click OK, and it opens up a new data frame with 6 plus the last 2 of my UTID. The original data frame we no longer need. We won't be using it. Remember, it has 1,000 observations in it, and you don't want to have. Oh no! Oh, from the. That's understandable. I think they're closing up for the day. Tell Janice to say bye. Sounds like they're closing up. BS3. Oh, you bet. Let me put that right here. You got it, Addie, right there. You bet. Addie will be doing that here in just a moment. And so I'm going to jump the line on that. It's going to go after 5D. It's going to go after Shiny Apps. So we'll be doing that here in about 15, 20 minutes. Addie right there. Thank you, Addie right there. We will do that. I've got it in the line and you got it. So we don't need this anymore because that's the full data set. That's all 1,000 diamonds. Don't need all 1,000 diamonds anymore. We're going to go right here to the 6,657 diamonds and we're going to open the screen up and then we're going to screenshot this. Now I want to point something out. When you take your screenshot for anything in this class, I'm using snipping tool on a PC, use Command-Shift-4 on a Mac. Take your screenshot of what you want, not what you don't want. Notice how I got the toolbar in my screenshot. You're going to go to a Word document and paste it in. Now you don't want this. The graders can technically take off points for you, including this on the bottom. Also, put your name at the start of the document and make sure you have that so we can see you completed it. You don't have to make it bigger, but I'm blind. I have very bad vision. And so if you did something like this, 1, don't do this. 2, if you did, hey, Kayla, great to see you here. Definitely we'll be doing some number 4, you bet. And so if you see which one it is, let me know, but we have some already on the docket, but let me know. If you take extra parts of the screenshot, go here and go to crop and then drag in this black bar right here to crop the image. Make sure it's clear that you've taken just the portion of the screen that matters, and look how quickly we can take a screenshot that looked pretty bad into one that looks pretty great. I hope that helps out a lot right there. Chat is so weird on let me scroll. Did that help out right there on the 201 question right here on how to do the visualization? Let me know if you have problems. Let me know if Jump won't install. Please contact me as soon as possible because very easily issues can happen. 201, visualization 1, done. Oh, you're welcome, Kushi, right there. That's awesome work right there. That's what we like to do. Just anytime you have a question, just tell people, just say, help the office hours, ask a question. He'll just walk you through it. He'll just say, here's how you do it. Here's the steps. Here's where you might get stuck. And if you do get stuck, be like, hey, it's not working. And sometimes we have to go to like email or Discord. I also had the same question on number 4. Ooh, a lot of people want some number 4. We might jump the line on number 4. We got, I might swing back. Let's do a little number 4. I'm jumping the line. I get to choose the order. Okay, so Dylan, we're going to do some more. Dylan might be at the library now. We're going to skip Dylan's Shiny Apps for the moment. Let me take right here. We're going to go BAS 320 4CNG. So tab me with those questions. We still got enough time to do a good bit more. We're at the 35-minute and 58-second mark, and it's time for BAS 320. BAS 320. I wrote it twice. Assignment 1 for C and G. Assignment 1. Let's go check this out. Here we go. Okay, so if you didn't know, did you know? You can actually kind of fast travel through this document. It's like a video game. And you can go down here to question number 4 by just clicking the table of contents. So the table of contents is a really quick and easy way to go directly to a chunk you're working on. It can also go to other elements, but chunks are mainly what I use it. Now, when I work these questions, I don't like to work them right there. We're also in the Markdown viewer. I'm going to leave the Markdown viewer. It's probably going to move spots. The Markdown viewer lets you see what it looks like when you knit it, and it's this button right here, which is actually newer in R. It didn't exist for when I first started using R. At least I didn't know of it. So we're going to go ahead and decrease, keep font size same. Let's go up here to the questions we're working on. I think it's 4C and G people were running around. Let me see which ones. 4C and G. So 4C says, print to the screen. Print to the screen the values of gender code. Now, you don't have to write print. In rows, this, and this. So how about we think of this as tasks? Let's say task 1. Task 1, select the rows. Task 2, show vector gender code. Task 3, and task 3 is going to be, show only the elements we selected. Select the rows and save the values. Okay. So we're going to select those rows and save their values, show only those elements. So we've got some tasks right now. We're going to put in a chunk right here so we can do the code right here. That might be, KP, can you delete it? I'll take a look right here. It might be. So just so people don't see, but KP, if you can hit, I'll make you mod. I don't think a random person would know that. But if you can hit, you can click on the message and remove it. So that way people have to I know I generally put answers. So you're like, well, Brian, you put answers. So that way, and we'll come check it out right here. Is that for 4H? We'll probably do 4H here in a little bit, and it's about the process. And I want to say, KP right there. Is it KP is the KP right from before, right? Because I think you asked. Thank you so much, KP right there. I believe you asked me to call you KP, right? Wait, so is it? You might be on a second account right now. I think you might have switched accounts because I've modded both your accounts. You might have been on like a student or other account, but I've modded both your accounts. So I was like, isn't that KP? So with these tasks right here, that did look correct. That it did. I think it's correct. I think that's correct. It looked kind of correct. We can check that out here in a moment. So how are we going to select these rows? We're close. Here's the rows. I'm just going to copy them. Anyone got suggestions? That doesn't work. Anyone got suggestions on this? I need help. Brian, I should do what to those? It just doesn't understand 12, 34, 55, 67, 8, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't. Brian, do what to those values? I took the values. I copy pasted them. I want just those values. Oh, Addie's got the full thing. You would. Oh, yep. Well, that looks really close. That looks really close. Oh, I see what it is. Addie. I see what it is. You could leave that in there. Someone's going to have to fix it. So Addie, I'm going to let Addie's leave theirs. We're going to see the answer here. So Addie's, if someone grabs your code, I'm going to leave it. That's a trick right there. Someone grabs it. And you'll see why here in a moment. I'll explain the error in the code. So what we need to do is this right here. Why is this not running? Put this into a what, Brian? So put this into a what? Put this into a what? Put this thing you have right here into a what? Turn it into, starts with a V. Turn this into a what for 50 points? Turn it into a what, Brian? So I'm saying take these rows, but I have to tell it as a vector. So I have to turn this into a vector. Vectors have C before them. So there's a vector of information. How about we call this rows? Now, there's a lot of ways to do this. Now let's just show the vector gender code. So you'll see this right here. I think you'll see this and you'll realize the error. If we have a vector, we can go to alumni $gender code. Does that make sense? So I've gone to, and that's everybody's gender. big question. How many dimensions does this have? How many dimensions does this have? How many dimensions does a vector have? How many dimensions does a vector have? It's just a line of information. Line is the keyword right there. How many dimensions does a vector have, which is a line? It would be a line if we could see it as a line. What you're viewing right here, the gender code, which is the first thing, is you're viewing this. You're viewing just this. How many dimensions does that have? Dylan, great to see you here. I think we're doing yours next. Dylan, or everyone, how many dimensions does this have? Dimensions means like rows or columns. It has one, right? Do you see the issue, Addy? If you see it, we're really close because your code is almost there. So it's not two-dimensional, it's one. So yours was two-dimensional because of that extra little thing in there. So when we do this and we call just these rows, we don't call a second dimension right here. And right now, those rows are those values. So right now, rows has saved into it. It's analogous to doing this right here because I've just saved it as like a 100 points. Yep. Because you were treating this as a two-dimensional thing. Does that make sense? It can be done two-dimensionally, but you'd have to work with a data frame, which is two-dimensional. So you could say, show me the rows of gender code right here. I got to spell it correctly now. Let me just copy paste it. So these will be the same outputs. When you work with the alumni data frame, you have rows and then it's selecting this column. But when you work with the gender code vector, it only has one dimension to it. So if you work with the alumni data frame, you could say, give me these rows and the column gender code. But if you work with the alumni gender code vector, you would just say, give me the positions. And so the extra comma, it was probably saying something like out of bounds or something. We can replicate the error right here. And it says incorrect number dimensions. So it's saying you're trying to treat this vector as a two-dimensional object. And so that's it right there. But no, great work. It's the process. And thank you everyone for being here for the process. It's just like running into these errors, understanding the words. When I say make it a vector, you have to hear these words a bunch of times. It's like, what? Have you ever had someone tell you a cool new word and then you don't use it and you're like, I can't remember that word that person told me. Someone's like, oh, tristidecaphobia. And you're like, that's a cool word. It's the fear of the number 13. And then like a year later, someone's like, tristidecaphobia. And you're like, I swear I've heard that word before. I'm putting a timestamp. And then you're like, I can't remember what it means. I just didn't use it in my life. I never practiced it. So we're practicing our terminology here by talking about things like vectors. Here, I'm going to do a quick cut. This helps me find these portions in the video later. Future Brian, say thank you. Okay, so we're back right here. Going to do some 4G. And so with this right here, let's go put the correct timestamp in here. And now we have question 4G. Okay. How many rows have values of lifetime gift that are greater than 1,000 and have an area code of 865? How many tasks do you think we have right here? We kind of have, well, maybe we have, I don't know. We got to write out our tasks. We got to think of this as steps. Don't try to write the whole thing. Just think of it as steps. What do you think should be a first task? Who is a first task? I want you to think about your task right here. Who is a first task for me? I think it'd be done as 3 tasks. And we're just going to code in these bits right here. We're just thinking about how do we lay this out, kind of give ourselves a roadmap to finding the answer. Does anyone have a first task? You just describe it briefly to me, but what would be kind of the first thing you would do right here? We're going to put a code chunk so we can write our code right next to it. And so let's go right here and put a Q4G. If later we want to come back and find it, we could be like, oh, there's Q4G. So what should be our first task right here? Any thoughts on that? First task. What shall we do as our first task? Like, we should do this. LTG to UT is lifetime gift to UT. It's the lifetime amount of value, lifetime amount of money that people gave. It's $1 million. And we got also 865 area code. What should be our first task? Oh, I like that right there. I like that. That's worth 100 points. That's a great first task. Get the LTG to UT vector. Let's go do that. Let's go grab that vector. Great job right there. So how are we going to grab that vector? We need to go to the data frame. And then once we type the data frame, put the 1 symbol in the chat to go get that vector. Let's go get that vector. What do we put to connect a data frame to a vector? We start to know it like that. You can see some tips up there. But how are we going to connect a data frame to a vector? So let's just go get that vector. $, $. So lifetime gift to UT. Use the autocomplete every single time. And there's the money people gave. How about now we say check to see if they gave more than a million. Now, a million can be written many ways. Be careful. It should not have the commas in code, so be careful. But what do you think I should write after this now? Just one symbol. Tell me one symbol, because I can just take this value. Check to see if they gave more than a million. I like to give you the small things to help out. Like, okay, let's just see if they gave more than a million. There you go. You can also write a million as one. Is it just lowercase e 6? Because it has 6 zeros. You can quickly write a million with that, or you could write a billion. Probably no one's given more than a billion. Haslam's are awesome, but have they given it? No, I don't think they've given a billion. They've given like a couple 100 million or something. They might give a billion after a while. I don't know. Thank you very much. How would I handle some of the numbers in the data had commas? It would get mad, and it would say like probably like argument issue or something. Unexpected comma. Yeah, great question, Dylan. Right there, 100 points. We just should say, well, what would happen, you know, if we did this? It'd get mad. It'd say no. Next task, checked what? So let's do it as a separate thing. So let's do this right here. So now we need to check the area code. And be very careful. Do not run that code. I will throw 200 points if anyone can tell me what this dangerous code I've written on the screen will do. Take a moment and think it over. This is a very bad dangerous code. Talk to me about correcting this. That is not what we want. That is not going to be... That's never been something... Oh yeah, you see. Oh, you're saying. It would have to be a string, Dylan. I think you're saying like some data set someone could have stored a million as that. Then it would be stored as a string, and then you would need to do string R. String R is a package. John is correct. Addy, I'll throw the 200 points. Both of you right there. You won't hear the sounds, but and KP right there. That is the perfect answer. That will overwrite everything in area code to be this value. Oh my gosh. Every single person's area code is now 865. We just made everyone 865. I said, don't run that code, and then I ran it. There's no undo button inside of R. You just have to reload it. So don't worry, we fixed it. So be careful if you ran that code. That will overwrite everyone's area code as 865, but then this will logically check to see if this is the way I read it. Logical equals. Is someone's area code logically equal to 865? Last task. Let's say if 3 and 4. How do we do this right here? Now all we have to do is one more task to see if both the conditions are met. Oh, and then how many? Not parentheses. Close. So we want to see if 3 and 4 are met. We want to see if if people are this and this. Close, John. Good guess, John. We're just going crazy on points. So we want to see if this and this are met. Yep. Just one. I think some coding languages use a double. I think you can do it inside of R2. I just don't do it. And Mary Beth, great to see you here. You are right. Excellent work. And then trues and falses are seen as what's and what's. You've heard me say this 1,000 times. It's something we should know like that. Trues and falses, I know, right? Sometimes end of a week, Brian just starts going crazy on extra credit. So you'll get pretty competitive on the extra credit. They're seen as ones and zeros. So what do you think I should put before this right here, Shreya? What do you think I should put before this? We want to see how many there are. So let's add them up, right? So what should we do before this? Everyone's answering this. I'm just asking the questions. Like, we just want to add them up. So what should we do before it? We should put out that whole thing we just created right there and just put a what before it now. What should we do? We want to add them up. Add. Didn't like that. It says not a function. Didn't like that. Sum. There we go. What? I'm glad that happened, actually. So a lot of functions, I actually didn't expect it. A lot of functions have a second argument we need. And the second argument we need is na.remove. And na.remove is if there are NAs in these vectors, NA means missingness. Missingness looks like the following. If you ask people their age and you walk up to Brian and you say, how old are you? And he says, I'm not telling you. Brian did not give you a value. So Brian's value of age was not answered. So that's not the word NA. Brian's age was not answered. If you then try to find the mean of age, it'll tell you due to NAs, there is no mean. So you have to give a second argument to say, you know those NAs? Remove them. So this says remove the NAs. So we could even check that it's doing the average of just the people who exist by doing something that should be 20. Well, we can make it really obvious. There's 2 people, the average is 21.5, and there's the average of 21.5. But if you don't do NA remove equals true, it thinks of it as false. The same thing works for sum right here. Sum will have the same issue. So a lot of these simple functions have a additional argument right here that removes NA values. So there were people who did not respond to some of these questions, and we're just removing out if they don't have a value. So if someone didn't respond, we're just removing them. Does that make sense on what NA remove equals true or false does? Is if there's missingness, which means someone didn't answer the question, some of these functions just won't run. It'll say like, there's missingness. It's just trying to alert you to it, I think, saying this. The default value for it is false. So you have to specify, I want those NAs removed. So it says NA remove is true. Yep. A little tricky right there. It actually caught me off guard. And the only way I knew I didn't have the answer was I ran my code. Well, let's head back to the main screen. I didn't click the button. Dylan, it is time for some Shiny apps. We've got still about like 30, 40 minutes of office hours left. Dylan, what should we do? This is kind of, should we fix our app? Should we fix your app? Dylan, what should we do? Dylan, it's your call. It's Shiny app time. We've done a good bit of 320. We did a little bit of 201. So 320, check it out. We've done some 4B. We did 4C, 4G, a lot of the videos for different things. Mine, you want to work on yours? Let's do it. Let me download yours. Send me your current version of your app. Send me your most current version. Is this it right here? On the Discord, send me your most current version, which you might have sent me at 134. Send me the most current version you have right now. We'll do it. Party? Yeah, let me try to put it in there. I think we can. I might not do. I think KP might have asked about question 7. I did it earlier today. I think I did it yesterday too. I'll redo questions a lot of times, but I don't think we've done E yet. So let me put BS 320 assignment E. Since we haven't done that, I try to do as many new things. And so that way different videos have different things. So I put that in the list right here. I've kind of also mentioned 5D. So I put E ahead of the list because it's one of the ones I haven't done yet. So keep asking. John, thank you. But try to do some work on it, see what you see. Oh, we have chapter 2 unusual features. Some 201 wanted. I keep getting, and what do you keep getting? All right, I think Dylan's sending me his stuff right here. Let me go see. I'm putting 201 ahead of this. I'll have about some unusual features. 201, if you're here, feel free to ask questions. I try to jump around between classes and topics. Okay, keep getting 24 on 4G for 320. If you want to send me your code. Are you on the Discord, Mary Beth? If you can send me your code, I can evaluate it and I can see what the issue is. I should have the right answer. Send me your code on the Discord. I'll check it out and I'll see what the issue is. I think I have the right answer. Watch me have given everyone the wrong answer. I might even go look at the answer here in a little bit. Most current app. Most current app. Here we go. Okay. And so Dylan, and I think your code is someone who has to literally write it all down, but and so Mary Beth, let's check. I hope I didn't get anything wrong. But it should be 11. I think it is. So which issue are you having, Dylan, right here? Feel free to talk to me on the regular chat here, unless you want to communicate something. So currently, Dylan's app, this is what Dylan's built right here. Oh, the buttons are a little close together. It might be my screen size. Yeah, it's screen size. I shouldn't ruin it. Dang it. I shouldn't do it that quickly. I did better in class. So Dylan created an app right here that if you type your name, like Brian, it says your name. You type Darren, it says Darren. We can reset it to get it started again. You say hello. And then if you type something like Shiny, it then says this. Pretty, shiny, shiny. I'd love it if it just looped that. Just looped. Just... Shiny, shiny. Absolutely love it. There's other Easter eggs like random. Let's reset it here and go to random. The is an Easter egg. I think if I reset and go to the, you send it on Discord. Nice. Here, we'll check that out here next. You get an Easter egg. Is this the GIF you're looking for? Is this? I think this is the GIF one. I think the issue was the GIF. Dylan was saying it had an issue with the GIF. So I need to go find and isolate the word. And there it is right here. Render text paste. Yeah, there it is. So you're saying there it is right there. Congratulations, you found, there's the input name, shiny else. You get an Easter egg, everyone gets an Easter egg. Okay, so it's doing an iframe, HTML. Okay, so you're doing all this conditional. So the isolate. So, oh man. I'm pulling from Giphy on external, but not run in a window. Oh, so you're saying it runs in a, okay, so you're saying when you run it in the window right here, and then if you go to browser, oh, you say it's random. No, it's the. Oh my gosh. Oprah's just going crazy right there. I love it. Okay, so it works in the browser, but not the window. Well, that's going to drive us mad right there. That's going to drive us absolutely insane. That's cool. You got the background color. Doing the wall panel and doing the iframe. I had to do some iframe stuff for Canvas. Had to work with iframes, and then you're setting the size of it. So why is it not running natively? Ooh, Dylan, this is. We'll spend a few minutes on this, but I'm wondering. That's really gonna drive me mad if something works. So like, why would it? I mean, I'd almost like you're welcome to post this to Stack Overflow and stuff like that, because let me think. So you have the Giphy, and it works. So here's what we need to test: is it Giphy? Let me go grab a random GIF on the internet. Let's say Superman GIF. Superman GIF. Let's see here. No, Batman GIF. I'm going Batman GIF. Let's see if it's the site. Oh, it's like Dark Knight. Okay, cool. So this is really cool right here. Oh, it's on Giphy. Everything's on Giphy. Why is everything on Giphy? Maybe it's that one. Copy image address. Okay, let me see. All right, so let me try this. I'm going to try it with a different source. Okay, let me try. You could probably, I bet. I changed the GIF and it's not liking it. I changed the GIF and it's saying no. So you didn't have the. Try it again. Oh, you can't see. That's fine. Put on a little chill music here. We're close. Because I bet it opens in browser. Oh, now I just opened the Giphy page. That's cool. It's working in the browser. I'm gonna see if it is. Let me open in browser. Now it's just opening. Oh, great. I'm opening the Giphy page. You did a better job of grabbing it than I did. Oh, it's open in browser. That's probably a good idea right there. Let me try this again right here. I'm just reverting your app to what it was. So what's weird is, so the videos load and the GIFs don't load. What if we let the iframe decide its width and size, which is gonna get mad. It's probably a horrible idea. Seeing if one of these is like breaking it. So the class Giphy embedded, that... No, but that's working. Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what my brain said. I'm reading Stack Overflow. Someone asked and then no one answered. Oh wait, someone... Okay, wait. I've done this before. Okay. This might not be as pretty. I need the... There go. Source. It's not liking it. This is the longest source I've ever seen. Nope. What? What was that? Oprah shouting. There it is right there. Oh, it might be mad at... Oh, wait. It's probably mad about the no comma. Oh my gosh. Dylan, this will slowly drive us both mad. Like, I wonder if it works right now with the run-in app. No, it's going... You grabbed it the right way, though. I'm literally going to the web page. Your way your app is running is very, very correct, and I keep making it worse because your app is currently doing it correctly, and when you put it in, it gives you the correct Easter egg right here. You did grab it correctly and grab just that GIF. So... I love you. Get an Easter egg. Get an Easter egg. Let's put a 5-minute timer on. Dylan, we can crack this code. We can do it. Dylan, where do you think? It's just weird that it runs in browser because it should be running native HTML. Yeah, that's a good idea sometimes. Just rage quit. No, I mean, like, it sounds like I'm like joking, but no, like sometimes you just gotta be like, I can't. This is awesome code. Really, really great code here, Dylan. Like, I don't even use all the HTML stuff. Someone might be creating. Oh, they're creating a GIF in Shiny. That's interesting. That's pretty intense. Is there a way to display a GIF in our Shiny? I'd say everyone's like my former student, but it's like no one answered this. Show local GIF as background image while plots load in Shiny. That's interesting. This person made like a GIF right here that they're working with. We got a 5-minute timer on that we're gonna. Try to see here. Okay, wait. Plot. Gosh, this is a long code. Dylan, I want to solve this issue. One more song right here. Let's try. Same song. So let me go grab that class you have again on it. You would think that would be the issue. How to embed a GIF. Okay. Okay, I think someone's doing a similar thing right here on Stack Overflow. iframe. Okay, wait, they got the same thing. Okay. Try this library, Shiny CSS loaders. Okay, we're onto something here. Oh, but they're just trying to do a loading thing. That's a bummer. No, they're just trying to get a loader. They just wanted like a loading GIF. Waiter. People made GIFs to like load in stuff if stuff is loading in. And so, hey, Tyler, great to see you here. I hope this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for right here. We're gonna hop over in a second. Tyler, 100 points, 100 points. We'll come back to this here. I don't know why. My problem right now is I don't know why it's working native. Like, I don't know why it's working online and not working when you run it elsewise. But yeah, I don't know. Dylan, this is tough. We'll finish up those other apps, but great stuff right there. Sorry, I got stumped on this. We're going to hop back over here and do some Chapter 2 unusual features. Let's go back and do some 201. Oh, man. I don't know. That's the biggest problem, Dylan, is like it works in one spot and then not another. That's when you go absolutely mad. That's when you're like, I don't know why. I don't know why. Let's go check this out. Thank you so much, Dylan, and great work. Yeah, there's the bell right there on it. Yeah, it's just so weird. Sometimes things don't work, and you're just like, I don't know why they don't work. And I was just reading up endless things right there, trying to be like, okay, this. People are finding workarounds for other things, but you already have a GIF in there, but it's online. And so we're going to talk a little bit about 201 kind of unusual features right here. We're We're going to go to the chapter 2 quiz, and then we'll do about a little more 320. So let's go to replace questions here. Is this the end of the week? Oh my gosh. I can't even believe it. That one's all right. Let's do this right here. I think this is a bigger data set. Someone's wondering about a bigger data set. So we signed out a bigger data set right here. And let's go take a look at a bigger data set. And let's do this one. So this one's pretty tricky right here. And let's go check this out for 201 right here. Here we go. Talking about analyzing quantitative data. Let's go look at it. So in this question right here, we need to find the mean, the median, and how many people earn more than the mean. Now this question is a little bit deceptive. So when you think about this, awesome work, Dylan. Anytime, keep up the great work. When you think about this question right here, it's a little bit deceptive. You get these salaries right here, $1,000, $850, $480, $490. It seems like it's just a few observations, but it's quite a bit more. It says right here, there's a supervisor who earns $1,000. So we have a supervisor earning $1,000. And then we have an inventory manager earning $850. But then there's 6 stock boys. So we got all these stock boys right here. These are all people. And then we have 4 drivers earning $490. So the 4 drivers will go right here and go $490. So we're just kind of differentiating the jobs. I can't even write. So we have 4 drivers right here earning $490. These are the 4 drivers. And then we have the other jobs over there, kind of the managerial jobs, the other jobs, the drivers and the bus boys. Yeah, let me know. And I'm going to take a look at it a little bit later here and see what's going on. Here's all the jobs right here, and here's everything. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 employees, 12 employees at the company. There's 12 total employees. Now, we need to add up all these values to find the mean. To find the mean, it's the sum of everything divided by the amount. There's 12 people at this company, and we need to then add up how much they make and then divide by 12 for the 12 people. So 490 times 4, can't find the times, is going to be that amount. 480 times 6 is that. And that's just a quicker way than doing plus, 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 plus. Is just to say 490 times 4, that's how much we're making there. And then 480 times 6, that's how much we're making there. If you want to be careful, you can always... okay. Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Thank you, Dylan, so much. Let's add the 850 here and the 1,000. And then we're going to divide by 12. So all we did, if you want to go step by step, is just add up each number. Just in a little bit of quick way. See you, Dylan. Have a great day. I'm going to throw 100 points. Dylan, thank you so much for all your great work. As crazy as it might be, if we had gotten that joy of fixing that GIF, I would have been so happy. I mean, I think we got close. We just found the mean of this data set by adding up all the numbers and then dividing by the total to find the mean of the data set. Now, the median of the data set you have to watch out is the middle number. But there is no middle number here. For this data set, there is no middle number. Let's kind of think with how many data points we have. We have 12 data points. If you were to go right here and line up the 12 data points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you would have right here that there is no middle number. And the middle number would be at the 7.5 or the 6.5 position. Even I got to check my numbers. The 6.5 position. So we need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Well, guess what? The 6.5 position is the average of 4. Oh, I don't have them in order. I don't have them in order. Put your numbers in order. Let's put our numbers in order for once. And now with the numbers in order, now we see a different story. I almost did one of the big errors of not putting my numbers in order to find the median. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 is right between here, where we go from 480 to 490. Watch out. I thought something seemed a little bit weird. I didn't put my numbers in order. It's easy to make mistakes. Put your numbers in order and then find where the middle number is. If you notice, we would have here basically 2 sets of numbers. We have here the top 6 numbers denoted right here, and then we have the lower 6 numbers located right here. I kind of got in reverse order. But there you go. And then the median would be the in-between point between them, which is going to be right here. I lost my colors. So we have here the upper numbers and the lower numbers. And there we go. So just what we have going on right there is the median is going to be the in-between number, which is in between 480 and 490. So make sure to do this and find your middle value. If there is not one, average together the two numbers. So 485 is going to be the median right here. Now we have here a mean wage of $557.50. So if you think about the mean wage of 557.5, how many employees earn more than that? Well, it's not many employees. The only employees that earn more than the mean, which is called Y bar, are going to be these two employees right here. And that's because they're dramatically increasing the mean. Those are the only two that earn more than the mean. So how many employees earn more than the mean? Just two. Which measure of center best describes the data? So because the data is skewed, and we were covering this a lot in class, because the data is skewed, and we've got a lot of great graphics up from class talking about this, if the data is skewed right here, we will use the median and IQR for center and spread respectively. Make sure to take a note on this right here. This is a big tips on whether the data is skewed and has outliers. Use median for center and spread for IQR for spread. And if it's more symmetric and normal, use the center as the mean and the spread is the standard deviation. That's generally what skewed data looks like, and normal data is going to look more like this over here. So the more normal, i.e. symmetric unimodal it looks, center would be the mean and spread would be the standard deviation, but our data looks skewed because of the high outliers right there. We got the people with the high points of data and the bunch of people making less money right there. So the best measure of center is going to be, which of the best measures tries it? The mean of the median. It's going to be, hey, Cameron, great to see you here. The median is the best. The mean is not a good measure of center because it is affected by not the duplicates. The mean is affected, so the median is better because the mean is affected by the two high salaries. Which of these is a better measure of spread? Once again, the median goes with the IQR. So the IQR is going to be a better measure of spread, and the IQR is a better measure of spread. The standard deviation and the range are both affected by the two high salaries. You should have everything correct. We got it. And so let's put a good note right here. And 201, feel free to jump in with any questions or anyone. Let's go right here and say small warehouse. People will be wondering about this question next week. I think the assignment's due. And now we got time for some 4E for 320. So 320, let me know. Awesome work. Just coding away today. Cameron, hope you're doing well. Cameron, here are some 20 points. If you have questions, Cameron, let me know. We got time for like one or two more. Going to grab a snack real quick here in a moment before class. Let's jump into 4E. Okay. We're going back here to 4E, question number 4. And going to E. Let's take a look at question 4E. Time is 1 minute or 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 8 seconds. Okay. So on 4E, we're asked to find the highest value of area code. No class on Fridays. You're right. No class on Fridays. Has on Friday. We're trying to find the highest value of area code. There are NAs. Now remember, we have functions that need us to have na.remove equals true. So you'll have to add a certain argument to max to ignore them. So let's break this up into tasks. Task 1, find area code vector. Task 2, find the max of area code vector. Task 3, remove the NAs from being used. Quick question, how do you specify that you want to use only alumni in a sequence as in with 4i? How many values of all are multiples of 1,000? Do not include. I can do that one next here, Addy. That could be our next question, one of our last questions here, Addy. Do you want to do that one next? And I'll kind of review and how to do it. I kind of get what you're saying. I think I know what you're saying, and we'll do that here next if you want. So we could do that one here next. So that'd be a good one to go off of. It's a tricky one. That's probably one of the toughest ones. No joke. That's one. If you're doing that one, if you're close, you're doing one of the toughest ones. So with question 4E, put a little timestamp right there so we can go back to it. How are we going to find area code? Great job, Addy. How are we going to find area code? And you're already doing this, Addy, so I think you know the answer. It's where. Area code is located where for us? Where is area code located? And make sure you have all this loaded up. If you don't, run all above. So where is area code located? Area code is part of the what right now? So someone says, I go here and I type area code and nothing happens. It's because it's where. And I think you know this 100%. Throw some points out here. Where is area code located? Area code is located where? It's not, it is in the global environment, but it's inside of something. So and you were doing it perfectly right there because area code is inside of alumni, right? So area code's inside of alumni. So we have to go here and say alumni and let it autocomplete, $, and then area code. Let it autocomplete again. Now we have a good job, KP, right there. Another 50 points. It's inside of the alumni data frame. So now we want to see find the max. So what should we put around this? A function. And what 3-letter word do you think I'll write? What 3-letter word do you think I'll write right here? Because you can, well, we'll handle this in a moment. So now we need to find the max of the area code vector. We found it. Max, you got it. We get the NAs. And then, do you remember the argument we did earlier to remove this? We want to go NA dot, and this is how it handles the NAs. And then we go NA and John. Everyone, great job, KP and John. I'm throwing another 50 points. And then we go here, NA dot remove equals true. You know what you could also do? You could say 1, because remember, trues and falses are 1s and 0s. I wouldn't suggest putting a 1. I would prefer to put a T for true or fully spell out true. All those codes work the same. Whether you do a 1, a T, or a true, it'll work the same because T is the shortest way to write true. 1 is also true because trues and falses are 1s and 0s. And true is also true. Do note that it changes colors. Sometimes people will answer questions in class like that, but lowercase true is not true. Lowercase true is not true, unless you get crazy and do this. And then it'll work. Don't do that. Don't do that. People are not going to understand your code, but I stored true into the lowercase true. But don't do that. Use the color code guide to tell you that you have changed the class of the object to a logical to then do this, and ignore that I have another true. I just created that. So let's do a quick break in the video, and then we'll go back and do question 4i, I believe it is. Question 4i. So let me take the timestamp here. Oh, I can't triple click lines over here. And I want to say a great job. This is not the easiest of assignments, but I have noticed people who do well on this assignment almost always make an A in the class. Like it's not that if you do bad on this, you'll fail the class. People make fine grades. People made A's probably who didn't even do this assignment. But this really sets your pace for the course. It's probably one of the more tougher things in the course. And then once you get on that bike the first few times, it gets easier. So it's going to get easier. This is one of the toughest things. You got this. So now we're talking about 4i right here. 4i says, how many alumni have a value of lifetime gift to UT that are multiples of 1,000? Do not include 0. Hint, generate a sequence that starts with, so we should, task 1, make a sequence that goes from 1,000 to crazy number by this. Okay? Who can write this code in the chat? That's our first task, is to make that sequence. So our first task is to make that sequence. We have to make that sequence now. So Q4I. So we can come back to it later on if we want. That's just a little mark right there. How do we make that sequence? So we basically written it. Boom. John's already got it. John's using default format. John, excellent work. 100 points. Quick answer right there. And so now let's go here and let's store it as SEQ for sequence. And now we've created it. So John, excellent work. And Addy, great work too. And Addy's putting the by argument in there, which is great too. So we can tell that this is by. You could also change this to from equals. You can call the arguments to equals, and many, many ways to do this. So there's tons of ways. As long as you get the right answer right here, you're good. And we need to, I'll check someone else's code later. They sent it to me saying, is this right? I think it is. So we have here the sequence, and we're good to go on that. There's the sequence. So now it says we need to then see if somebody's LTG. So let's go ahead and see if someone's lifetime gift to UT2 is contained in that vector. So really, you can see the code right here. We have the vector. I have contained in, and then we have this. So the first part would be alumni $LTG UT. That's the vector. Who knows how to write contained in? How do we tell the computer to check to see if something's contained in that? How would we check to see if something's contained in it? How do we do that? How do we say contained in? Not in. Not in. A little extra. I wonder if this will work. Never tried this. Nope, didn't work. Ah, this is a new one, John. This is contained in. That's why sometimes if I'm not sure if people will get it because I haven't talked about it much. I talked about it earlier today. We'll talk about it in class today. But that's contained in. Like the idea of, let me ask you this question right here. We'll just write 5. Is 2 contained in the vector on the right? Is 2 contained? Great job, KP, right there. Is 2, 100 points, everyone. And John also got it. Is 2, just answer yes or no to me, is 2 contained over there? Just look at this. Is 2 contained over here? Contained means like, is 2 over there? This is 2 over here? What do we say? Is 2 over here? Brendan, hi, and yes, of course. Yep, you got it. It is. It's true. How about is 1 contained over there? No. So it's going to look at all the values. It goes through and looks at these values, and it says none of those values, like 1 is not contained over here, 2 is not contained over here, 3 is not contained over here. So we need to take the sequence we created, and it's going to do a comparison and say, this person's lifetime gifts. It's going to check each person's lifetime gift and see if it's contained in that sequence. So anytime we see a true, it means that this person had a multiple of 1,000. So now we just need to do one more task. What do you think I should do this? I think you've got this. If you've been following along practicing, I bet you know what to do next. Now that we check to see if somebody's gift is contained over there on the right, what could we do now to just find out how many of them are there? You've got this. I know you got this. We'll be ending here in a second. Last question of the day right here. Close, close, close. Length will give the full length of the logical vector. So length will return not any remove equals true yet. So length is very close. Length is going to give the value of 43,994. Addy earning everyone 100 points right there. And don't worry, and I'm throwing another 50 points for all the wrong answers. Don't worry about being wrong because remember, trues and falses are seen as 1s and 0s, so we can just sum up all the trues. Like, let's just find out how many trues there are by summing them up because these are just 1s and 0s. So if you want to know how many people meet the condition, but the length gives you how many trues and falses are there. The sum gives you how many trues are there because it adds up the trues. And there's lots of other ways to do it too. But that's got it. I want to say a big thank you to KP, John, Addy, everybody, Dylan being here. We had Kayla show up for a moment, and everyone. Keep it up. All the 201s showed up. I think Summer showed up earlier today. Shreya showing up. Everyone's showing up right here. Makaya showing up. Karen, RKP, there, right there. And so many great things. I appreciate it so much. We'll be back. Going to be teaching class here in 10 minutes. Going to send the announcement. Puppet Shark, say bye to everybody. That's not bye, Puppet Shark. Bye for now. You're welcome, Maddie. Great work. Bye.